Dun, 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 dun. Beginning of 2001, Space Odyssey. Shows you, all the little fucking prehistoric monkey motherfuckers over at the well, and, the first thing they figure out how to make is a fucking club. Alright, creation, baby, creation. You think like stuff like this, there is a disclaimer on these bags. Holy shit written. Basically it says, hey, don't fucking do this. Don't leave this alone with your kids. They might fucking put it over their heads. They're fucking kids. Of course they're gonna put it over their fucking heads. You gotta just figure out how not to be a jerk off. It's usually the best way. Who the fuck is that?
How you doing?
Neighbors, some of my fans rushing the stage, wanting to see the next amazing words of wisdom coming out of the mouth of the oh so fucking amazing Gimpazoid Super Quad. I've been giving thought. I guess this is going to be my philosophical little time written all over it. What do you guys know about the Primordial Ooze? What do you know about creation? And how does any of that really come into play with most of the shit that I just babble out? Well, gather around, kids. Give me a sec. I gotta drink about this for a second. The book of Genesis goes through the creation. Obviously, Genesis, start, beginning. Goes through the creation of, all the planets and the heavens and, everything that you see about. And then the idea of the Big Bang Theory and the Primordial Ooze sort of is in direct conflict with that. Or is it? Or is it? Well, I think we're all... Well, anybody that's watched this channel for a couple of years realizes that, I'm not the quintessential, Bible beater, Bible thumper, fucking ram God down your fucking throat. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. I have my beliefs. You have your beliefs. Once again, I'm me, so I think that my beliefs are better, but everybody should think that their beliefs are actually pretty good. Unless, of course, they're disproven. Here's my theory. And I will then, in turn, explain how this relates to a life-altering injury. Let me just have another thought on it. Okay. Yes, Genesis. God created the heavens. God created the everything and stuff like that. No, I'm buying that shit. Uh-oh, wait a minute. The Big Bang sort of fucks it all up. And the Primordial Ooze. Wait a minute. That means that the theory of evolution is justified? But then it would be unjustified if we go into creation. But once again, my idea. Why can't we do both? Here's the way I see it. Is God was fucking around, did the whole Big Bang thing and stuff like that. Made something out of fucking nothing. Anybody else wants to explain to me what else was there before the Big Bang? I am all fucking ears. I will shut the fuck up and I will be with you for 1,000 million years if you can make that shit make sense to me without the fact of the omni-fucking monster god that fucking works for me. Story for another day, isn't it? No, but today is the day. Okay, yep. God created the Big Bang. Yep. God created the primordial ooze. He didn't really intend on creating it at that point in time. It was just sort of leftover gack from like all the heavens and stuff like that. You got to understand the creation of everything that you know about takes a little bit longer than 10 minutes. Actually, I think it took God 7 days. Or was the 7th day when he rested? Or was that the 8th day? Shit, after doing all that, I think he needs a week off. Just the way I see it. You know, but we talk from time to time. So he did the Big Bang, and then inadvertently, just sort of cleaning some stuff up, ended up with this primordial gack. All these different, molecules of, I don't know, sodiums, carbons, I don't fucking know, and they turn into enzymes and fucking proteins and whatever the fuck. Next thing you know, this one led to that one led to this one, this next thing you know, we have a one-cell critter fucking zipping around. And then, after that, he fucking started to, that little guy started to divide, and, next thing you know, you got these things with cells that divide and reproduce, and all the rest of that shit, and next thing you know, bam! You end up with this fish frog fucking thing that, I don't know, according to Mr. Garrison, like fucking butt sex, but that's a story for another day. And then they created another fish frog thing, and, boom, there you go, fucking monkeys, apes, and all the rest of that shit. Okay. Why wouldn't that be possible? Why would that not be possible? Why couldn't dinosaurs end up being that way and fucking roost around it at the same time that God was on the other side of the fucking planet, and he decided to create this little oasis called the Garden of Eden? Why not? He's that fucking guy. Why couldn't he do that? Hey, tell me, explain to me. All right, so next thing you know, you got Adam and Eve doing whatever the hell they got going on over there, living on the lap of luxury and shit like that. And the dinosaurs and all the marmots and all the little critters everywhere are battling out for the biggest badass on the planet and all the rest of that shit. And, G.O.D. wasn't buying what the shit was going down and stuff like that. Things were getting a little out of hand. So I decided to be like, start that over from scratch. Grabs himself a little asteroid, whips it down, and fucking blam. Next thing you know, boom. Sunshine's blotted out of the sky, and everything dead. With the exception of some furry little critters. Okay. Theory, that's been proven. Get out of here. I'm in the middle of a fucking video about some serious shit over here. People bugging me, man. What's up with that shit? Yeah, I know. I do a lot of fucking shit in the garage nowadays. Only because I'm putting it all together. It's gonna be the fucking place, man. I'm looking forward to this shit big time. Get this shit organized. If I can get this shit organized, the rest of the house is a piece of cake. Anyway, getting back to, the dinosaurs taking them out, but at the same time, once again, there's a little protected place over there. It's called the Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden. Where, Adam and Eve are just zipping around, doing their thing and doing whatever. Okay? Next thing you know, Eve, you bratty little why decides to tempt Adam, and Adam sits there because he's an idiot, because he's a guy, and he was thinking with the little head. Yep, there you go. Off with your little head. They made a mistake. They ate the only thing that God told them not to do is fucking the first thing he was to say, hey, what's going on over here? Oh, don't look at the serpent. Oh, yeah, don't look over here. Okay. Here you go, boss. Try this. Yeah, but we're not supposed to. God, this thing is damn good. Oh, my God. This is almost as good as quality punani. Hey, how you doing? Next thing you know, God shows up and goes, what's the matter with you? What the fuck are you doing? That's it. We're starting over again. So, what was I talking about again? Oh, yeah. You got the moment of creation with God, and then you got the primordial ooze with all the critters that are coming out of there, and then there's a clash between, the Jurassics and shit, and then, the Garden of Eden. Okay. Now, God wasn't digging down with the fact that, what Adam and Eve did with the whole freaking apple, so he said, all right, fuck you guys, you're starting over too. So everything had a new start. It was a new start when Adam, when Adam was beamed down or whatever the hell it was, and he took a nap and God snatched out a rib and said, oh, all right, so he wasn't there all by himself, and God introduced chicks and all the rest of that shit. And chicks decided to make rules and stuff like that. Anyway, the reason I'm speaking about that as in relationship with spinal cord injury, when you're injured, okay, I know one of my boys down in Kentucky, Jared Nieder, he was with his family in Mexico, went running into the ocean, fucking jumped in, he didn't realize the water was this fucking deep, snapped his fucking neck. Actually happened to a friend of mine, same thing. Jared ended up all fucked up. Big life-changing moment. Happens in fucking blink of an eye. I think my boy Eric Choi, mountain biking, went flying off a fucking bike, head first into a rock. Yep. People I know that have fallen out of fucking tree stands when they're hunting. Her snappy snap. And it really is a very defining moment. There's controversy about pregnancy and things of that nature, and when does life begin, moment of conception, when you're birthed, when you're born, which is sort of funny because there's an idea that, like when you're viable to actually sustain life on your own, which means that nobody's really viable to be a real person. I'm guessing until they're like fucking 12 or 13 and I had to fucking go shopping or some shit. Because I'm sorry, we're not born with the skill to feed ourselves. At the moment of conception, there's life. As in, I do believe in the primordial ooze, that there was a spark at one point in time, some type of sodium molecule ran into like a carbon or something like that, and something happened. With creation, you see the one picture where God reaches out and touches man, a little spark. It's always some type of little spark. Well, there's a big fucking spark when you break your fucking neck. Everything is still. The moment of injury, everything is still. Confusion sets in. At least it did for me. However, there was one absolute, truly clear nanosecond. At the same time I broke my neck, I know exactly what the fuck just happened. How is that possible? How do you know you broke your neck? How would you know that? You've never done it before? Well, let's think about this. All of a sudden you're doing something, you're fucking around doing whatever, everything is fine, next thing you know, nothing. And when I say nothing, it's an instantaneous freeze. You go from, yeah, what's going on, bitch? What the fuck just happened there? If you're lucky, you can speak. If you're lucky, you can breathe. They don't have to fucking revive you. I know from my experience, I knew exactly what happened and fucking point on it. At that point in time, I also realized that the Sean that existed just fucking died. Your injury is your death. And as you die, instead of actual death, where you are just fucking dead, you are also reborn at the same time. You die and reborn in the same split second. This injury is a trial. This injury is a battle of fucking wills. This injury is calling you out. Not asking politely, demanding your best. Best. Now, I will say it's extremely difficult to do your best every day. I think I've used this before, but not even fucking Superman is Superman every day. It's tough. Oh, by the way, did you ever see me and Superman in the same room at the same time? Just say it. Something to think about. Creation, mutation, evolution. You can pick one of those two that you want, because a mutation and evolution are sort of the same fucking thing, you know. After there's been a moment of evolution, mutation, or a transformation, whatever it is, take a few weeks, take a few months, take a year, let it fucking sit in your head. Do not accept an injury if there is some type of path to recovery. Perhaps maybe not exactly what you think is recovery, but that's all going to come down to your determination, your grit. You know, we have done a little fucking chipmunk just bolted across there, little rat bastard. I did a video a while back on the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, which was part of your decision-making part in the brain, and it also has a lot to do with your willpower. And it expands and it gets larger when you do things you don't want to do. So, as compared to, I don't know, sitting there watching fucking cartoons all day or some shit, or perhaps maybe, I don't know, making something, doing something, training, strengthening, doing something like that, something sort of positive for you. Nobody says you can't do both. You can't have too much on one side or the other. God damn, this video is going long. Listen. Think about where you came from. Think about what made you you. And think about what to do in order to take you back once you've died. I don't know, that's about all I got to say about that. I'm going to do some more drinking on this.